How's it, Metro Ohana? This year flew by, and I can't believe it's already December. God has been faithful in blessing our church, but we definitely couldn't do it on our own because you made it possible. We did this together. We want to give you updates and let you know what happened in our annual family report. Remember? Formation and mission impacting lives. Yeah! Because of your hearts to serve, to volunteer, to give, and ultimately to be changed by Jesus to live like Jesus, we are able to do so much for our community. This family report is going to be a real quick flyover of what we've accomplished together this year in 2025. Now, normally these kind of reports are story-driven, but instead we're just going to give you straight data, accurate snapshot and numbers of how God moved in Metro this year of 2025. Well, as you know, our vision at Metro is to see lives changed by Jesus to live like Jesus. And it's done through two ways. It's basically like the two wheels on a bike, formation and mission, right? Changed by Jesus, formation, and mission to live like Jesus. So let's start with how lives are changing with spiritual formation. At Metro, we define spiritual formation as being changed by Jesus from the inside out. Our Sunday gatherings are a big part of that. We had lots of amazing testimonies of lives being changed and families being healed and communities being even transformed through our series such as A Better Way, where we dealt with anger and how we deal with that. The book of Exodus dived deep into this area of the Bible. Faith in Future about what's coming up, and also Deeper Waters. No matter what we're talking about on Sunday though, one of the biggest ways people are changed by Jesus here at Metro is through growth groups. Growth groups are the bread and butter of formation. We believe the most effective life change comes through community. Having a few trusted people who you can lean on and really grow with. And what a great year for growth groups it was here at Metro. We have more growth groups than ever. In fact, we have more than 60 active growth groups encompassing more than 500 people across different ages and stages of life. It's amazing. Everywhere from families with babies to kupuna to teenagers, we're all gathering together to help each other grow. We are so proud of our growth groups and the growth group leaders. Thank you so much for your hearts to serve and see people grow together. But that's not all. Our different ministries went off this year, from our children's ministry all the way up through kupuna. First, we want to highlight that we started a nursery. Yeah, at our 9 a.m. service, we've been caring for babies, and it's been a huge support to help young families. So many who've been coming to church for the first time in a long time after having a baby. Metro Kids also had a great year. We saw an increase in attendance in a big way, not just with kids, but also with our volunteer base. Thank you, Metro Kids volunteers. I am so grateful for you, as all are we. Not only that, our Metro Kids also hosted Vacation Bible School, or VBS, and our attendance more than doubled. It went up to 63 keiki in attendance this year. That's amazing. It was so much fun to see all the kids learning about how everyone is invited to God's big party. Our youth ministry for teenagers, called Alive, for middle schooler and high schoolers, was full steam ahead. One of the biggest things for our youth ministry was the annual summer camp. We sent almost 50 students there, and it was great because it was a multi-church experience with our high schoolers and middle schoolers gathering together, also being part of the worship team. It was really cool seeing them help to lead their peers into God's presence together. We also followed up our summer camp with a summer internship, and this year we had 13 youth summer interns. Last year, we only had 3, so the program really took off, and we saw young people learning how to plan events, reach their fellow students for Christ, and grow in their faith. Well, beyond in the church, we're also going outside of the church, making an impact on school campuses. At Farrington with Govs for Christ, Punahou's Christian Club, Christian Emphasis Week at Hawaii Baptist Academy, and other schools like Kamehameha and more, we are hosting student worship nights here at Metro. Students are making an impact at their schools. Don't you love that? We even have students leading weekly growth group with their peers on their campuses. Now, it doesn't just stop at high school and middle school. Our young adults have been gathering throughout the year, and they've been instrumental in planning and executing multi-church young adult events. That's great. This is changing the culture of our college age and young professionals here in Hawaii, and our church continues to strive to see people changed by Jesus to live like Jesus. We also had a lot happen in our men's and women's ministries this year. Our men's retreat was awesome as we partnered with New Hope Windward, and 160 men come out. It was great to see men taking this courageous step forward together. Our women's retreat also saw 105 women gather around this theme, Unshaken. And it's amazing to see our women gather and grow with worship and the word and fellowship. God is moving in our men's and women's ministries. Beyond retreats, we also had studies that helped men and women to grow together, many that were well attended because our heart is to see hearts changed by Jesus to live like Jesus. Not only that, this year, our Kupuna ministry has faithfully gathered twice a month to see our seniors grow together as well. With good food and fellowship, a time of worship and the word, and we've seen almost like 75 kupuna per gathering, which is awesome to see. We've also helped our people to grow in prayer and the power of the Spirit through classes like the power of prayer, ministries like prayer and healing, and nights like Spirit Move. God moves powerfully in these environments, and it's our heart to make sure that this strong intention that we have to grow in Him is gathered together in these kind of environments. Now we know that's a lot, but really those numbers represent a life that is changed by Jesus. Well, you know what's also really cool? Is we baptized more than 60 people this year at Metro. That's a huge increase. That might be the most we've ever baptized in a year. Isn't that awesome? We're seeing hearts and lives change in lives, families, and communities. Speaking of communities, there's formation, changing lives, and there's mission, taking it outside of the church into the community. God isn't just moving within the walls of the church here at Metro. The other part of it is mission, and mission is living like Jesus. One of our biggest ways we do that is our preschool, Metro Christian Academy, or MCA. MCA is more than just a preschool. It falls under this missional umbrella of our church because it reaches children and families with the gospel in this community here in Kalihi and beyond. Our curriculum is designed to help each child grow in these areas, spirit, mind, and body. And there's so many opportunities to minister to parents who are facing challenges of raising a young family. Many of these families have decided to attend Metro even further to grow in their spiritual development. We held our annual MCA golf tournament. It was a rousing success. We raised much scholarship funds and financial support for the school and beyond. Thank you, church, for supporting what God is doing at MCA. For the past 3 years, our team of faithful volunteers have served the families at Palama Settlement. Partnering with River of Life, more than 300 meals and snacks are served each week to the youth who come to Palama Settlement for sports, academic tutoring, or just have a safe place to gather. Not only that, we've been able to provide spiritual lessons, prayer, and personal testimonies of God's goodness as we share with these students and families that come to the Palama Settlement. Isn't that awesome? This culminates in different events at Palama Settlement like Trunk or Treat, where we saw over 1,000 participants from the neighborhood come to enjoy a safe, fun environment where they could get candy, food, and we had a huge prayer tent at the Trunk or Treat event where parents and Keiki were able to receive prayer and spiritual support for whatever is going on in their lives. Thank you to every single one of you who set up a trunk, help pass out food, and make it a great event. At Thanksgiving at Palama Settlement, we're able to provide over 300 holiday meals to those who would never have such a blessing. We also have a weekly outreach to the homeless at Ala Moana Beach Park at Thomas Square. Each week, a team goes to serve a meal, share the gospel, pray with people, and connect them into social services that will get them off the streets. And it's not a small crowd either. In fact, every week, they serve 102 meals, and they're literally the hands and feet of Jesus to people who are often on the outside, marginalized, and overlooked. Even better, this year, this group has helped to get 28 people off of the streets and into housing. Isn't that awesome? Not only that, they've seen more than 100 salvations, baptisms, and other spiritual decisions just this year alone. Talk about changing lives and making a difference. I love that. We also have an amazing ministry that we've had for a number of years called Blessed to Bless. And this is where we provide school supplies and other needs that our local Kalihi area schools bring to us and say, here's what we need, and we say we'd love to help. It's not just stuff to help the teachers, but also clothes and school supplies for kids who need it. We're not just dropping stuff on and saying bye, we've developed a relationship with these schools and have gone in to pray with them for schools and teachers and students, and man, God is on the move in our community. We also participated in the annual Kalihi Parade, bringing the joy of Christ to the community as we walked through the streets of Kalihi, along with other organizations and businesses. And this is the third year that we played a pivotal role in the party or the pa'ina afterward, held at the end of the parade route right at Kapolama Elementary School. It's a great time to show up and show Jesus to our surrounding community with games and food and fun. You know, in the end, we partner with so many community organizations like Susanna Wesley, Kalailoa Veterans, Young Life, New F.A.M.I.L.Y, and the list goes on and on and on and on. See, in the end, this year has been awesome. And one of the coolest parts we want to highlight is faith in future. This is where we recognize that God has been orchestrating a story for our church since we started 14 years ago. We've recently signed a 20-year lease to be here in this community, and we are excited to begin improvements on our building and also to create programs to better serve our community outside. Faith in Future will help us with better gathering spaces, more capacity for new families, and having a more cohesive hub in the community to train disciples here to be sent out in Jesus' name. We have faith that God is writing a bright future for us here at Metro. There's more to come we haven't talked about yet, but for now, we want to say a heartfelt mahalo nui loa. We are so glad that you and your ohana are following Jesus together with us here at Metro Christian Church. Here's to an awesome year and more to come. Aloha.